Right, it is about Jesse Lingard, and his representatives have held initial discussions with Nice over a loan move. This just coming into us from Dharmesh Chef this afternoon, and he said an initial approach is expected in the next week. Now, United have yet to decide whether to allow Lingard to leave in this transfer window, and his contract does, of course, run until the summer of 2022. Mark, what do you make of this?
Well, I think it's a fascinating story, really. We know that Jesse Lingard's match action and game time at Old Trafford this season has been somewhat limited, but he's kind of the darling of Manchester United. He's one of those that the fans have an affection with because he came through the academy. He won the FA Youth Cup with Paul Pogba in 2010. It looked like in kind of 2015-16 he was going to be one of those Manchester United players that would go on to become a real legend at the football club because of the way he was playing. He was involved with the England setup. Gareth Southgate thought very highly of him. But over the course of the last few years, his performances have just tailed off slightly. So you get the feeling that a move away from Old Trafford and a loan move would be what would suit Jesse, just to get football, get game time, get on the pitch again, get that confidence back, and then potentially he could assess his options in the summer. Interesting to see what you say there, that Manchester United haven't decided just yet whether they're happy for him to leave in this window, but the fact that they triggered a clause in his contract to extend that to the summer of 2022 shows that they obviously want him there. They want to try and keep some sort of value if he were to leave in this window or in the summer window, and obviously claw back some money for him, or maybe just see how things develop, because he could still have a future at Manchester United.
I just think this is where we as journalists can give insight to sort of the public that watch and whatever else. It's just we understand sort of the personal stuff that's happened with Jesse Lingard, and we'll not sit here and talk about the personal stuff. Obviously, we're going to judge him on his professional performances, but I think what you've seen is the close relationships and where football clubs can look after players and understand what's going on in terms of their personal life and give them time to find out and balance out things that happen in their professional life. You just spoke about it. His breakthrough into Manchester United was one of the, let's say, revolutions of the last, let's say, 10 years or so. But sometimes new beginnings and new starts are what players need sometimes to revitalise and kick on their career again, because this is still someone that represented England at the highest level and has performed at World Cups and European Championships and all the rest of it. So we need to remember that going forward, especially when you're talking about someone like Jesse Lingard.
And he did start as well on Saturday in their win in the FA Cup over Watford. Hasn't started a Premier League game, though, for over a year. Do you agree with Mark in the sense that he has to leave, go elsewhere to rediscover his best form?
I think at this moment, sometimes understanding what's happened off the field as well in the personal, sometimes a fresh start can be good. A new environment, a new league, and we're seeing it more and more with British players wanting to move abroad and find out how they can test their skills in other European leagues. And I do believe, if you're asking me personally, a move would be the best thing for him at this moment in time, because again, you can start again.
And Mark, this is Nice, so his representatives have held initial discussions over a loan move, but he won't be short of suitors, will he?
I wouldn't be surprised if there was a handful of Premier League clubs that are sat just monitoring this situation as well. Of course, Manchester United will want him to go to a place where he's most comfortable. I think, you know, like JD has touched upon there, it's about looking after the player, and that's what Manchester United will do in this situation, providing that Ollie doesn't feel he has a future there in the second half of this season. Like you say, you know, a move over to France would just take him out of the spotlight of English football, because you know, we forget sometimes that Premier League players are under the glare of millions, not just in this country but around the world. The TV coverage. We're sat here now talking about, you know, all the transfers and potential deals that are going to happen as well. So there is a lot of spotlight. You've seen players in the past go over to France and just thrive and enjoy their football and enjoy the lifestyle as well. And maybe that's the right thing for Jesse Lingard. But I think he'll have definitely a few options, and it'll be interesting to see how things develop. Nice have made this move. Once one move happens, then the other clubs come out the woodwork, and it's the domino effect.